Get back in there. Back. Guys, today on Brisket Medic, we're going to be doing a low and slow traditional brisket. Now, we're going to be cooking this around 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours on our stick burner or Old Country Pecos, but then we're going to be resting it in our food proofer for another 10 to 12 hours, giving this a total cook and rest time of 24 hours. So we've got just a choice grade brisket. It was cheap and on sale here, and it's already trimmed up and ready to go into the smoker as soon as we get it seasoned up. And we are going to be cooking this fat side up, so I'm going to start by throwing just a simple salt and pepper base, nice big flakes of each on each side, and then we're going to top it off with some Uncle Steve's Competition cow powder. I really like Uncle Steve's Competition cow powder, but I like to get this nice big flaky salt and pepper base to really give us that nice crusty bark that we all love so much about classic brisket. Make sure you get those sides. I don't know why you'd want to miss out on that deliciousness. Okay. A little bit of Uncle Steve's Competition cow powder. Again, hit the sides really well. Flip it over and do the same thing. Our grill is almost up to temp. The smoker is sitting a little higher than it should, and we're going to let that settle back down as this sweats in. As soon as I get this on, or as soon as I get the seasoning on, we'll throw it onto the smoker, and we'll keep up with it around 250 degrees, and we won't even look at it for the first 3 hours. So let's get this seasoned up, thrown on there. We'll see you then. So our pit is settling down to where it needs to be. I'm going to overshoot this top thermometer, excuse me, because I know it's going to be hotter up here than it is down at grate level. So let's go ahead and open it up, throw our brisket in there. Again, we're going to be having it closer to the back, but more into the center, fat side up, point facing the fire, just to kind of protect it from everything. And we're going to put it on there, and we're going to keep this fire fed and leave it absolutely alone for about 3 hours. Alright, so this thing's been going for right at 3 hours, and we've been keeping that temperature right at or below 250 degrees. I just threw another split on there, so it should be coming back up here pretty quickly. We've left this brisket alone this entire time, so let's go ahead and take a look at it and see how it is now. Oh yeah, some really great color on it. We haven't lost a whole lot of water in our water pan. There's some shrinkage to it. But I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of spritz. It doesn't need a lot because it's only dry on top. A lot of moisture on the bottom side, but everything else looks good. So we're going to hit it just like that and call it good. And here in about an hour I'll spritz it again, and we'll keep doing that until it's either hit the stall and we need to wrap it up, I'd really prefer not to wrap it, to be honest with you. But if we do, we'll spritz it every hour until then. If not, we'll spritz it every hour until it's time to pull it, and then we'll wrap it up and put it on to rest. We'll see you then. She's probe tender, and we're going to put her in some Rapalicious. A little bit of tallow. Not because it's a fad, but because it's literally free from the brisket. And it's not a secret from anybody, and never has been, never will be. So we're going to put a little tallow there just to help the paper do what it do. This beautiful brisket is going down meat side down, and we're going to wrap her up just like the beautiful baby that she is. And we're going to wrap her up and put her in the warmer. We didn't wrap her while she was cooking. Whoops. We didn't wrap her while she was cooking, but we're going to wrap her while she rests, only while she rests for a few hours. She's been cooking for over 12 hours, so we're going to rest her for 12 hours in the warmer, and we'll go from there. Once she's rested for over 12 hours in the warmer, this 24-hour brisket is going to be absolutely complete, and she is going to be absolutely delicious, no doubt about it, in my mind. Get her nice and tight wrapped up and fold it over in there. And once you're ready to put your brisket in the warmer, you got to give it a good 24 hours ago. This brisket was trimmed and seasoned and placed right over there on that Old Country Pecos in some hickory smoke. We cooked it till almost midnight last night. So for about 11 hours. Then we wrapped it up and we stuck it in the food warmer. It's an electric smoker, but I use it as a food warmer for catering events. Wrapped it up with just a little bit of tallow. I know everybody's mad about tallow. Everybody's tired of hearing about tallow. But I don't think it does a whole lot other than adjusting the hemodynamic stability of the brisket, because as the brisket rests, it tries to reabsorb some of those juices. But if the brisket's wrapped in paper without any moisture on the paper, those juices have already soaked into the paper, and it's going to have a harder time reabsorbing into the brisket. So that's kind of what I'm thinking along the lines of why tallow works so well during the wrap process. The hemodynamic stability of the brisket. We don't want to get dehydrated. Alright, so before I slice this up, before I open this up and get our first look at it, at this 24-hour brisket, I want to ask you to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below what you'd like to see next. That's all for free, but it really, really helps us out, and I really need y'all to be engaged that way. Thumbs up, click the bell, hit that subscribe. Let's get into this brisket. Now we let this sit on the counter for the last 2 hours of the rest, just so the internal temperature can get down to right around 150. And man, that bark is just awesome. There's just a little bit of free juices on there. Get that right there. Some for the bottom side. And this makes a great fire starter, so never throw it away. But I'm going to throw mine away. Put it right here. Alright. Moment of truth. It feels great. It's got the jiggle jiggle. The dolphin fin or mohawk or whatever you want to call it looks awesome. This had really small flat on it. It was mostly a point brisket. It was pretty, it was a cheap brisket. Let's cut into it. Very tender. Oh yeah, look at that juice. I'm not squeezing. I don't advocate you squeezing your meat, at least not on film. And that looks pretty amazing. That flat side has a great bark too. We cooked it fat side up, so I didn't expect the meat side to have that great of a bark or smoke ring, and it does. It has a great smoke ring, and that's a great piece of brisket there. Nice and juicy, nice and moist. It's just a good looking piece of brisket. Pull test, pull's great. Let's taste it. It's been so long since I've cooked on a stick burner, and gosh, I missed it. So good, a different flavor. This is delicious, guys. Give it a try if you have the time to do it. Now, remember, I'm a fan of a 6-hour brisket. If you got the time, you're having people over, doing whatever, for a 24-hour brisket, give it a try. It's amazing. I mean, if you cook brisket right, 6 hours, 24 hours, it's going to turn out amazing either way. But they're amazing in different ways in their own right. Remember, guys, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. I gotta finish this. I love you. Drink more water.